Welcome to Baker Dave Presents. We're here today at Morgan Hall at Temple University. It's a working kitchen, so you might hear some noises, you might have some people in the background. Today, I have a very special guest, Tyrell Mann-Barnes. He is the new student body president here at Temple University, and he's brought with him his mother's recipe for cornbread coming right up. Welcome, Tyrell Mann-Barnes.
Yes,
right? Did I do that right?
You did, perfect. It was excellent.
So you're the new student body president here at Temple University. That's pretty exciting, right?
Very exciting. I could not be happier.
Were you surprised by the win, or did you figure you were shoo-in at the time? You just kind of coasted through, or what?
No, not at all. We won.
I got this.
We won by 60 votes, so it was not a
Holy cow.
It was very close up until the end, literally the last minute you can vote, so we were very thankful.
I feel like the important thing is that people do actually vote, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I think a lot of students probably don't get involved in it and just kind of ignore the whole process, right?
Yeah.
And then they get whatever they get, as opposed to
Exactly.
having a say, right?
1,000 more people voted this year, so
That's
I think
awesome.
That's a good thing. Like,
Yeah,
we're
regardless of who
excited.
wins, that's a good thing, right?
Definitely.
So, you're from the South?
No, not at all. I'm actually a city boy in and out.
So
I
you're
was
born and raised here?
born in North Philly, grew up right across the bridge in Woodland, New Jersey. So
Okay.
here my whole life. Have never probably gone farther than.
Because you told me you wanted to make cornbread and originally fried chicken, but I couldn't make that happen. We're doing
Yeah.
peach cobbler instead today, but because I just assumed you're like Southern. You're like, you got Southern roots? You go visit family, like anything?
No, my grandpa is from Georgia, so like that's the closest.
Have you ever been there? Have you seen the South? Have you
never
ever
seen
traveled
this.
farther south than Delaware?
No, probably won't. Just kidding. I will. I will eventually, but no, I have not. I have not gone to the South. It's too hot for me.
Have you been to Delaware? Maybe that was too
I
far
have been
south.
to
Okay,
Delaware.
so
Yeah.
that's good. It's almost the Mason-Dixon line runs right through the middle of it. So
Yeah.
you might have actually been in the South at one point.
Just like for this long.
Right.
And then it just kept going through.
All right,
Kept going
so we're gonna go. Like I said, we're gonna start with the cobbler because that takes a little longer to bake. So we'll turn this on. You're gonna want to shove the butter in there.
All right.
We need to melt the butter. That's really all we're trying to do with this machine here.
Honestly,
If you want to use a microwave, you could. Didn't have one handy right here to use, so we're using the
that
heat
is probably
instead.
what I would use.
I would use a microwave, truth be told, right? And actually, if you it's like 90 degrees today. If you're just leave it out on the counter, it's probably soft enough to mix in. It's not that soft right now, so we're gonna go ahead and melt it to make it a little easier to mix into it.
Good times.
Good times. You like peach cobbler?
I do. I've never made it. I've never made peach cobbler.
Okay,
I will definitely eat
I
it.
definitely am cheating a little bit because the focus is not going to be the peach part of it. It's going to be just the topping part of it. So when you think of cobbler, what do you think of? Let me ask you that because everybody has a different version of it, right? I've seen everything from puff pastry on top to pie dough on top to like a streusel, like a crumb topping
I've seen
to
crumb toppings.
like a biscuit topping to like
Never seen biscuits.
almost cakey. Like they've almost like a
cakey,
cake
yes,
topping.
but no biscuit.
I feel like my recipe is somewhere between like a cakey biscuit.
That sounds really good.
So it's not real sweet, but a little sugar on top, and it kind of has a biscuity feel. But it's you'll see it's smooth enough that you can actually spread it out and stuff. So it's kind of cakey. It's a little bit moister than a biscuit. How's that?
That sounds great. Honestly, you put food in front of me, I'll definitely eat it.
You don't. It doesn't look like you eat a lot of food though. You
I
look
eat
very thin.
So much. I'm with 6 kids, and we all
Holy
play
cow.
sports. So when I say I can eat someone out of a house and a home, I definitely can.
That's gonna catch up. That's gonna catch up with you one day. You know that, right?
I hope not. I'm crossing my fingers.
Maybe not. So your parents, are they fairly thin too?
Yeah.
Oh well, then it probably won't. You're one of those people everybody else hates. That's
yeah,
cool.
I know it's
Put all your dry stuff in here. So we got
so we're gonna do
we got sugar, not this stuff there, right? Yeah.
All right, clutch.
So we got sugar. We got like a 1/3 cup of sugar. We got 2 1/4 cups of flour. We got 1 1/2 tablespoons of baking powder. It's real simple, right?
Very simple.
Not a big deal. And then don't put the milk in yet, obviously. We're gonna add the butter to it as soon as this last little piece goes. And you'll see it's just like a biscuit. And if your butter's soft, you can literally mix it like a biscuit where you mix the dry stuff with it and you get the little chunks of, that's a good thing, that's not a bad thing. Pour our butter in there. I don't want to miss any butter because that's like the best part, right?
Honestly, the best part ever. We'll probably put some more butter on top.
Okay.
Like Paula Deen, she puts so much butter in everything.
I actually saw her once.
Really?
It was so funny. So this is probably not, I don't know. I thought it was funny because it to me reminds me of what celebrities do, right? So and then you're going to add milk slowly, and as we mix it, you'll see it'll kind of thin out a little bit. You're going to pour some in as I mix it.
All right.
So we were in Pigeon Forge in Tennessee, right? And she has a restaurant there. And it was Thanksgiving, just this last year. It was right before the fires. I literally left the day that the fires appeared, and I did not start them. I want to make sure you understand. I didn't just whip a match out my window as I was driving off. But so she does the lighting ceremony there, and she comes in a golf cart, and there's all these people around her and stuff. And my wife's like, oh, Paula Deen, we kind of walked over in that direction. She kind of looked over and looked away, right, and like had no interest in like any kind of conversation with anybody. And then my niece, because she's like a little tiny little, whatever, she's like waving at her, and all of a sudden she turns around and starts waving back because now it's a little kid, you know what I mean? Like you don't want to.
You can't ignore kids.
Right, you don't have a choice. So that's a little trick. If you want to meet celebrities, make sure you bring a kid because they don't want to look like they don't like kids.
I think if the kid is under 10 years old, if they're older than
well,
10.
as long as they look under 10, let's make that clear because there's plenty of people. I got a niece that she's third year of college, and she looks like she's about 10. No offense, Aaron. I apologize.
That's honestly the goal, though. 10 years, she'll still look 10.
Just to look 10 forever?
To look young forever. That's the best thing ever. Like, that's my goal.
You don't think about it when you're young, though. Like, that's not your interest.
That's true.
Like, you want to look like the older kid. You don't want to look like a little kid. You don't want to sit at the kiddie table all the time. You know what I mean?
True. But I definitely want to look young when I'm 30. I would like to look 20 forever.
I love that you say, I want to look young when I'm 30. Like, that's old. That's awesome. I'm just a little bit over 30, damn it. So, my daughter says the same type of stuff. Like, when I'm old, when I'm 30, like, I think that's funny because clearly you're not 30. You're much younger than that, and it seems old, 30. It's great when you get to 30, all of a sudden it doesn't seem old anymore. Then you're like,
this is young.
Yeah, when I get old and I'm 50, and then all of a sudden you're 50, and you're like, well, I mean, when I'm 70, like.
Then everything becomes the new 20. Everything you just rewind.
It's always, dude, I'm 40-something, and it's the new 20 , right? So, I
believe it.
So you see it's not like a real thick biscuity thing, right? It's kind of cakey a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and spread that. I just used pie filling, like I said. If you do want to cook up peaches, that's super awesome. You'll just cook it up with some sugar and maybe a little bit of flour, kind of create your own little gel, so to speak. The next recipe you're completely making yourself. I figured I would take over a little bit here so that you could do the other one totally on your own.
Yeah, because I've never made this. I think I can do cornbread. Let's cross our fingers. We can hope.
Or not, whatever. See, the thing is that way, if it's messed up, it's not my fault.
That's so true.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want like your mom or anybody coming after me because I messed up her cornbread. So.
I think she'll just be happy I'm cooking it in the first place.
And talking about it, right? Like
cooking,
this is.
What is this?
So you don't ever cook?
No, actually I cook a lot. I just don't bake. I cook so much.
But you eat cornbread every day. You always purchase your cornbread?
I purchase it. I'm like kind of lazy when it comes to like the school year.
Maybe when you see how easy it is, you'll be like, oh, I guess I could probably.
So like I'm an RA and we don't have ovens, so I can't bake anything. I can barely cook anything.
Huh.
So.
There's no community kitchens here at Temple?
It is, but it's a process. It's a process to use it.
It's tough. I'm going to go ahead and stick this in. And then clean up this area a little bit. We're just going to use the same bowl because really, it's how different is cornbread from. It made me think as I was doing this, like, why couldn't you have like a cornbread topping for a cobbler? I should have just mixed them together.
Oh, that would have been really good, actually.
It probably would have been, right?
I sometimes eat cornbread with strawberries, everything. You can eat it with a lot.
That would be delicious.
Very good with fruit.
I'm going to have to start making whole new plans. But see, I can't now because if I go ahead and do a dessert now with cornbread, like someone's going to be like, you didn't come up with that. Tyrell came up with that. And then I got to deal with the, I can't take credit for it now. You know what I mean? It's on camera.
This is true.
All right,
we can patent it. You can share the idea.
Okay, so you're going to want to melt the butter again.
Clutch.
What did you just say?
Clutch.
What does that even mean?
It's like a good thing. It's like slang for this is a good thing that's about to happen.
That's what people under 30 say?
Honestly, I think that's what I'll say. I've never heard anyone else say it but myself.
So you just make up words and then hope someone catches on?
It usually catches on regardless, though.
Does it? You're that cool?
If you say it enough, people will just think it's legitimate.
Like, it sounds like a real word. It sounds like something people would say.
It is a real word, but it's probably not.
There's a band. I think there's a band back in the day, a punk band called Clutch, if I'm not mistaken.
Perhaps.
So you might have stole it from someone else. Then what?
Could have, but I don't know. Imitation is the best form of flattery.
What if it turns out that you're Clutch from right now, right? That like 20 years from now, it's like the new John. Like everybody in the city's saying it.
That would be really cool.
And then everybody will be trying to take credit for it, and then there'll be a Wikipedia page with your face on it saying, originally it said Clutch on the Baker Dave show.
Anyone could edit Wikipedia. I probably will go in and just
Now
edit it myself.
I was just going to say you're going to create one now, aren't you? You're going to make a page like you created the word.
Yeah, I probably will do that.
Can you give me credit at least? Like say you said it on a show or something?
Tag
Like
you, give the hyperlink.
Something, yeah.
Baker Dave show.
All right, perfect. Now no one's going to say it.
I know, I just ruined it. It was a
It's
jinx.
completely ruined now.
Wood,
There's no wood around. Oh, okay, there you go.
That's wood.
So, dude, this is all you. So
Okay,
we got,
so
for cornbread,
First.
we got dry stuff first. Again, it's very similar. So we got the flour, we got the cornmeal. That's baking powder. That's perfect, all of it. It's all the same thing, bud.
I'm used to like just jamming with music, like.
So start singing. You got a song?
I do actually.
In your head? What's the song in your head? Whoa.
Oh wait.
Wrong sugar. Well,
I'm gonna say, is that
Oh,
salt?
that was a close
I
one.
was like, is that salt?
No, it wasn't
Terrible.
salt. That was just that was a close one. That was the topping for the other thing.
Got it. Okay, good catch.
Woo! So what's your jam? What are you singing right now in your head?
Honestly, sometimes multiple things.
No,
so,
no,
like,
I didn't ask sometimes. Were you not paying
Right
attention?
now-
I said, what are you singing in your head right now?
I don't think it's appropriate.
Oh, yeah, no, don't. Yeah.
So like, I would say like.
If you start singing, I can just make beeping
you
sounds
can
if you
like,
want.
beep, beep. Yeah. SZA just came out with a new album. Not sure if you know who she is, but she's great.
SZA?
Yep, SZA. She's honestly
Like-
awesome.
So that's like she didn't want to fully say scissors. She didn't want to commit to scissors and just
So
was
it's
like,
like 3
SZA.
letters. It's just SZA. And honestly, I love her. She's my favorite human as of right now, as of today.
Oh, I forgot the honey. That's okay. We're putting wet stuff in.
And yeah, so I'm like basically singing her song Supermodel in my head.
Okay. Well, let's not sing inappropriateness.
That's what I'm not going to.
Oh, you know what we're going to do first? This is a trick I figured I meant to bring this up. So we're going to bake this in this little pan here, right? Mm-hmm. Here it is. But you're going to use butter anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and butter the bottom of the pan so that it doesn't stick, hopefully, with the same butter I was going to use in the stuff. That makes sense, right?
That makes complete sense.
Instead of, using some fake spray or melting butter separately, which just seems like more work for no reason. It sounds totally clutch to me.
That was a perfect use of the word. Like
Excellent.
If this was a spelling bee, that's the sentence they would have given.
I could just picture it in a spelling bee. Clutch. C-L-U-T-C-H. Clutch. I feel very clutch today. Isn't that something women wear, like a type of purse, a clutch?
It is.
So
My
that's
sister
kind of
just
not.
wore one.
Yeah, that's not really. I'm not liking it as much now.
Honestly, I love it. It's a versatile word. You can use it
Is there a
so many
man clutch?
ways. There are. There's a lot. Honestly, gender
Like
is.
no, I just mean like you got like the man purse thing, right? I love I've got this man pack thing. It's like a backpack thing. It looks kind of like a man purse. I'm not gonna lie, but
Looks great.
that's what I'm saying. Like so, clutch. There should be like, is there a man version, like a little tiny thing that's got like a skull and crossbones on it or something? Maybe I
I
don't
need
know.
to find it now.
Or invent it.
Or invent
It was
it.
invented here along with the word. How would you say man club? We got to put them together. Like much.
A much, yeah. It would be a much.
The original much, invented here. And then we have buttermilk. Now, you're going to mix that up still.
Yeah,
This looks like it's tight, doesn't it? Like this is
Yeah.
not going to be something I can use, but it will, trust me. So we didn't actually add buttermilk, so this is the other trick I like to use, is I just take milk and add a little bit of vinegar to it. And then that gives it the acidity that you need when you want buttermilk. Because buttermilk usually helps to get the baking powder or the whatever going, right? Baking soda. This is baking powder this time, and it gives it a slight sour taste, which is what you're looking for, right? Kind of like a sour. You could actually use sour cream if you wanted. That's another option. So you got that mixed up with the eggs. We're going to go ahead and add our buttermilk, our faux buttermilk. And then it's going to all come together and be smooth and delicious, right? Just like when you think of cornbread, hopefully. A lot of times I see, and I don't This is just me, and it's where I end up with cornbread usually, because I guess because I don't have cast iron pans. A lot of times you see, like, especially on TV shows and stuff, they'll put it in a cast iron pan. They might even cook it on the stove a little bit, and then they'll bake it in the cast iron pan. And who has cast iron pans?
Honestly, my mother has.
Oh, well, hence the cornbread, but I don't.
Cornbread.
I don't. Like, the best thing a cast iron pan is probably, to keep by your door if, like, a burglar comes in or something, I'm thinking.
And you're
I don't-
prepared, right?
Yeah, like,
Keep it under your bed.
I don't know. It's pretty heavy, though.
Have you ever seen the tasty videos where, like, they teach you how to keep a cast iron pan? I'm like, these things are great.
It's a lot of work,
It's
man.
so much work, but it looks
And it
great.
never works, like for me anyways. I go and I season it, and you put the oil, and then you stick it, you bake it at 450 or something, and then, does that look like cornbread to you, mix?
It does.
So dump it on in here, man, spread it out.
All right. Dun, 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 dun.
Is that SZA?
No, that's just me making, like, sounds. I always imagine if it was a band walking down the street.
That's what it would sound like?
Yep. Dun,
That's
dun,
awesome.
dun, dun.
Oh, like horns and stuff you're talking? Like I'm picturing it now.
Just the
I
whole
see the whole outfits and everything, man.
It'd be great. All right.
It'd be awesome.
All right, let's spread this in here.
Spread it around. So you grew up in New York? Was that? No, that
New
wasn't
Jersey,
New
literally
Jersey,
right
that's
across
right.
the bridge.
Duh.
From the top of this building, you can see.
But you were born here.
Yep, North Philly.
And they were like, let's get out, and then they moved. And then you were like, but I love it, I gotta go back, I'm gonna go to Temple.
Gonna go back, yes. I loved it so much.
What are you, an artist? Like you keep going at it. It's cool, I'm just asking.
Somewhat, a little bit.
A little bit of an
Not
artist?
that good, though.
What are you going to school for?
I'm an English and biology double major.
Not art at all.
Not art at all, but I love art. Love it a lot, but.
Like, what's your
that's not
plans after school? Where are you going with this?
it.
Now that you're, once you've reached student body president, there's nowhere to go from there, right?
Yeah, that's kind of true.
That's like the top of the, you know what I mean? Where do you go from there?
You go to sleep. You get to
It
sleep.
sounds like an answer Obama would have given.
Yeah, definitely. I guess for me, what I want to do after
Disneyland?
undergrad, I would
I'm
love
joking.
to go to Disneyland. I've never been.
Isn't that
to
what they do
Disneyland.
after, like, you win this World Series or something? I'm going to Disney World.
What White House
Woo!
one did you?
Is that, you want to be president?
No, I don't.
Oh, that
I wanna-
sounds like a
I do
nightmare,
not.
yeah.
I
I
want
would
to
have no
go
interest
into
in
med
that.
school or something like that. That would be
Wait,
cool.
wait, wait.
I looked at
What are you here for? What class are you taking? Like biology or something?
Biology, English, mix of both of those.
And that's going to help you in med school? Mm-hmm. You want to be a doctor?
Yeah, with kids, it'd be great. Be a good time.
Like a pediatrician, or like you just
Yeah.
want to be a doctor that has kids?
No, like a pediatrician.
Oh, okay.
Like little kids come in, they're sick and sad, and then I
feel
make
like-
them laugh and they feel so much better.
So are we talking like a psychiatric doctor? Or are we talking like you're
No.
trying to make them feel better? Like,
I like to do emergency medicine. I feel like
Okay.
I like ERs, which is kind of weird, but they're kind of fun.
I just feel like all their body parts are so small.
so teeny. That's why.
Yeah, like I would be like, I don't think I could do that.
They're funny though. Like they make life better. Kids.
For sure, kids make life
They
better.
make it better.
And then they grow up.
True.
And then they still hopefully make, if they had good parents and things went well, looks like you had a pretty good childhood, right? Like
Yeah.
nothing crazy happened.
Not at all. I survived. I mean, that's a good thing.
You said you were into sports. What did you play?
I played basketball, volleyball, and then I ran track and field. So did a few things in college.
Awesome.
It's a good time. Good
Cool.
time.
We got some,
This is music to my ears.
yeah? Are you dancing because of the music in your head?
Dancing. Dancing machine.
We
I
got,
love Michael Jackson. And
Yeah?
this peach cobbler. It looks so good.
we got some peach cobbler and we have some cornbread. So, what's your big plans as a student body president? Anything?
Yeah, it's like 3 pages.
We don't have time for 3 pages.
Yeah,
Can
it's
condense it to, I'm going to make your life better.
Yes, 'cause I'm gonna make everyone's life better. That's exactly
Perfect. See,
it. That is
that's-
the goal. That is the dream. That is it.
That's it.
That's the summary.
That's the goal.
That's like the back of the book, like the summary before you actually buy it. That's what it'll
The
be.
cliff notes.
Yeah,
If I
make
wrote that
your
as the
life better.
answer for a question, I'd get an A.
A plus.
Perfect.
A plus.
Totally clutch. So you ready to try some of this or what?
Yes, I cannot wait.
Okay, so I know you don't usually eat probably cornbread and peach cobbler, but today you're going to have cornbread and peach cobbler. See if I can get this. Cornbread. Cornbread. And now I just want to mix them because we were talking about it already.
Yes.
And peach cobbler. I'm sure you get a peach or two. And this will be your Southern food for the non-Southern kid who apparently likes Southern. Do you like other barbecue too?
I love any type of food, but
Is there any food you don't like? Maybe I should start there.
No. No, I can't think of anything. I cannot think of anything.
All right, well, let's give this a try, and we can see. I'm gonna try the cobbler first here, and see what you think of the cakey, biscuity-ness.
It's really good.
Exactly like I said, right? Like a moist biscuit.
I feel like I'll just take the tray. Just walk out.
Just eat off the spoon instead. And then we have our mom's cornbread.
It's so good.
Yeah, they did come out pretty good. Yeah, I like that.
I love cornbread.
I wish I had some mac and cheese now or something. Maybe some ribs.
Have you ever had cornbread, collard greens, and chicken? So good.
Oh my God.
Best plate of food.
This seems like not good enough now.
No, it actually is. Like, let's keep eating it.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having
And
me.
congratulations on your presidential victory here on this campus. And good luck to everything that you have coming for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll just take all of this with me.
Take it all. Thank you for joining us here on Baker Dave Presents. And a special thanks to Tyrell Mann-Barnes for the delicious cobbler recipe and the totally clutch cornbread. Join us again next time on Baker Dave Presents, and remember, every recipe has a story.